What is going on, guys? Welcome to another devlog video. So as promised, I've started to work on the energy system, and so this is a very minimal first update. Like I said, I really want to start slowly and build slowly, and I will add more feature later, but this is mainly about the energy balance and the heat balance. So if you want to check your status, your balance status on your ship, you just need to link any screen or data screen like that to an identity block, and you will see basically the information. So as you can see, the heat balance and the power system, and now they are very low just simply because we are not flying the ship, and now it's mainly about the engine that are consuming some power. So now if I start, if I just fly the ship, you will see that yeah, the system, we are almost at half on the heat balance and 80% on the power balance. So that's really the idea. And yeah, so there is two bar, okay, so there is the energy balance and the heat balance, and the heat balance is really you have to think at really a health bar. This is something you will have to look closer when you will be in combat, because every time you will get, I will show you that in a moment, but every time you get hit, you will take some heat damage, and your hull basically will have to dissipate that heat. Okay, so the first thing also you need to note is that you can make a really stack or group of system. So this is the engine, and this is the new power block like that, and you can link a button in order to deactivate the system depending on what you want to do. So I'm going to show you that just now. So I link all this button to the various 5 group of engine I put on the Banshee, and so as you can see right now it's producing that output, and if I just deactivate them, the figure will basically drop like that. And if we look at the energy now when we are flying the ship, so the engine are actually active, you will see that it starts to deactivate a little bit like that, and you will see that when it is completely empty, basically what happens is that the reactor will get in overheat mode, okay, overdrive if you want, but basically it will start to generate more and more heat every second passed. So we are going to reach that, and you see also there is that kind of alarm message on screen, and also the lights will turn red like that. So so you understand that it is kind of a risky situation, and you need to deactivate a few systems in order to restore the balance. Otherwise your ship is gonna explode. So really the goal here is to really create some stressful situation when you have to balance the energy in your ship in order to not get destroyed. And typically if you play in multi-crew with your friend, it's gonna be very interesting, I guess. And yeah, so when you're hit, as you can see, the heat is completely the heat bar is completely depleted. Your ship is gonna explode. So it's not yet implemented. I will work toward that, because I also have to to implement a respawn system for ship basically. But yeah, so that's really the goal. So the heat the heat bar like that is really supposed to be a health bar. So that's really the goal, and it is regenerative, and so that's really because I want to give like a bonus for basically a small fighter. I want to have a very dynamic World War II type space combat with a lot of fighter flying around and having a regenerative health. I think is gonna be very cool for the gameplay. And so now let's activate that laser and you will see that we are definitely taking some health damage. So it was not very clear, so I'm gonna put a few more blocks, because yeah, it's already like that. I will enter and now take a closer look at the heat damage. And yeah, so you will see that there is regularly some hit taken. So the value obviously are absolutely not final, but yeah, so the idea in combat, every time you get hit by a weapon, you will take some hit damage, so that you have to restore over time. So that's really the idea on the new system. So this is the new Void power block. So it might be or not in the final release because some people are really scared a bit by having a fuel-less energy system. So just for now, I'm using it because I will work on the fuel at a later point in time. But for now, yeah, so it's the void block, and there is also the stacking mechanism. So I've worked on that. So now you can really put some systems. So this is valid for energy block like that, but also for engine, and for pretty much any system you will get a stacking bonus. So I will show you how it works. And it's really made to be fair for a really small ship, so that you still get a nice bonus even with a small construction. Okay, so just single block, obviously you get 0 bonus. Kind of makes sense. So when you start to have just 2 blocks, you already get a 33% bonus. And so the maximum bonus you will see is 100%, and you will rise quite fast at the beginning, and at the end it's much more slow. Okay, so 4 blocks you get a 60% bonus. A 2x2 cube, so 8 block total, you get already 78%, so it's almost like the full 100%. 3x3 cube, 92, 4x4, 96, and then 6x6, so it's already a pretty massive, energy chunk, let's say. So it's 200 or a bit more than 200 block. You get 99%. So this is really the idea. So I want the player to put their system in a stack like that. In order to get a bonus. But the only trick is that when a single block will be hit, basically will be destroyed, it will deactivate the whole group. So you will have to take care of making maybe several stacks like that in order to have some energy left if you get hit in combat, basically. So that's really the idea of the stacking mechanism. And obviously, guys, very important, all these numbers are very likely to change. So I've given a pretty nice bonus, but the value might decrease. The slope at which it raises might increase or decrease. So every value in the game is really temporary, and it's gonna take a few months with your inputs, guys, to fine-tune, and especially when the combat system, I will start to work on the combat system, because the two are very linked, as you saw. So that's it for today, guys. You can check the new update, and see you on the next one.